Nebraska looks to bounce back against Northwestern this week, and I'll be honest, there's some things that Nebraska fans are going to be concerned about with Northwestern. First of all, they play kind of a similar game style to what Minnesota was able to use effectively against Nebraska. Really solid defense and a running game, and they're going to try and shorten the game and eat the clock quite a bit. There are some major differences, though. Number one, Northwestern doesn't have, I don't think, the same abilities on offense that Minnesota does. And they've got a quarterback in Preston Stone that does put the ball in harm's way quite a bit. That's something to keep an eye on. The other thing is, defensively, they're a lot less deceptive with their coverages than Minnesota was. Hopefully that means for Dylan Raiola, it's not going to be as confusing as he gets up to the line of scrimmages trying to read what the defense is trying to do. They're pretty straightforward in their coverages. At least they have been up to this point in the year. I know it's been a little dangerous saying, well, this team likes to do this, and then we've seen several times over the course of the season where they do the exact opposite against Nebraska. Obviously, I can't predict that, but based on what Northwestern's done defensively over the course of the year, should be a little bit more straightforward in terms of the coverage. Now, the main thing here is, though, this game is going to be about Nebraska, not about Northwestern. Just like Minnesota, I think, was way more about Nebraska than it was Minnesota. Nebraska needs to show up like Coach Matt Rule guaranteed they would on Monday. This team has to show that they're not going to be the type of team that rolls over or that lets one loss beat them twice. That has way more to do with how this game is going to go against Northwestern on Saturday than anything Northwestern brings to the table. When you're a team like Nebraska, which is better than Northwestern offensively statistically throughout the season, better than Northwestern defensively statistically throughout the season, even though Northwestern does have a very good defense, you have to sit there and you go, okay, this is about the standard that Nebraska has to reach, and that level of effort going in, play out, drive in, and drive out. That's why I'm not disregarding Northwestern by any means, but if Nebraska shows up the way that they have previous times this season and the way that they're capable of, this game isn't going to be about Northwestern. It's going to be about Nebraska. It's going to be about their coaching staff, and it's going to be about what type of commitment the players show to being the more physical team like they weren't against Minnesota, to execute the way they didn't against Minnesota. That's the key on Saturday. It has very little to do with Northwestern and everything to do with Nebraska.